think that they were stealing from us, even though they were taking advantage of us because of our resources and rich minerals that we had, did we learn something significant from them? To know that, okay, now that they are leaving, we would have to start doing this and this and this on our own.
Well, I think after 1957, things looked better.
So what happened?
That is a question Emmanuel will have to answer.
Okay. Where was he?
Oh, but I mean, if you read the history books, you know that things look. I mean, of course, people had issues, and there'll always be issues with our governments and economy, the state of our economy, and all of that. But yesterday, when I was speaking to Kweku, speaking with Kweku Dakwankra, the historian, we're talking about it, and he was talking about the fact that we had several factories. I think about 21 or 27 factories when Nkrumah, that Nkrumah actually built and put up and all of that, and we're ready to take this country in a particular direction. But we actually turned the corner some way, somehow, and today we are back to square zero. We sold some of these factories and all of these things, and we are struggling as a nation. But let me bring in Jeremy into the conversation. So Jeremy, like President was saying about the significance of, I want us to look at significance of today. Let's look at today, and then we can talk about independence generally. So do you think Jeremy, do you think that independence is meaningful to the ordinary Ghanaian?
Well, I am an ordinary Ghanaian, so I'm going to give my perspective.
Sure.
I think that it is significant because I look at a country that knew, or a country that was bold enough to know that we can rule ourselves, a country that didn't have to depend on other people. And so I think it is significant. We've come far. And we've done much as well. I know there are a lot of pitfalls. I know there are a lot of challenges we're facing. I mean, the 2022 debt crisis is there. But we've also come far in education. So, yeah, economically, we may not be there yet, but being politically free is also something to write home about. So, Yes, I'm part of Ghana. The independence today is significant, and it will always be significant.
Because, one thing that I've seen in several countries that I've spent quite a longer time. Now, look at America. America was colonized as well. I'm just chipping America for the sake of this conversation. America was colonized by the British as well, just like Ghana. But years after, today, there are many Americans who are not concerned about the country. You ask them who their president is, they don't even know. I see videos all over on social media. People, you just walk up to somebody and say, who is the governor of your state, and they don't even know who that person is. And I think that it is something that has actually happened over a period of time. The apathy away from politics. They don't even care about what exactly is going on in terms of governance and all of that. Do you think that a time may come where people would be drawn away? Because today, I've seen a lot of people who are just going to the beaches and they are going to just swim and all of that. They see it as a holiday. They don't care about what has actually happened. Do you think that we might get to that point? How can we even make Independence Day attractive for young people? Emmanuel.
Well, thank you very much. And interestingly, I'm a young person. I'm not. I was not with you in 1957.
I was in 1957.
I was not there. But this is the point. Whatever we see today in Ghana is a reflection of some core decisions that we have made as a country. Not every young person understands what is happening. Sincerely, let me be honest with you. There are lots of young people who don't even know what is happening. They don't follow the budget. They've never seen what the national budget looks like. They don't care about it. All they care about is, it is morning. Would I get my breakfast? Where would my lunch come from? What is the menu for dinner? Then they are gone. Next day comes, they have a place to lay their head. They have something to wear. In fact, they have a Ghana jersey to wear. And they are okay.
Are you talking to Praisebell?
Oh, no. I don't think Praisebell has already had breakfast. So I'm certainly not speaking to her. Because she told me she was waiting for you. So I'm not billing you on her behalf. But I mean, that is what it is. So the point is that they are not really concerned about some of these issues.
Right.
No, that is not about it. And you cite America to show, see, they are far advanced.
Yeah.
a lot of the American people can do without their government. I'm not saying government policies don't have implications for our lives and all of that. I mean, today there are missiles flying all over the place, and I'm sure people will be worried wherever they are if they are part of those three countries, America, Israel, or Iran. Now, the case is that for Ghana, we are at a point where, sincerely, policy have an impact on everything happening around us, even if there is a lag effect, which I agree to. See, when domestic debt exchange hit this country, that was internal. We said we are going to swap our debt and all of that. It affected almost people. I didn't know people had investment in some financial assets until this domestic debt exchange program hit. People said, "Oh, I've lost." I'm like, it's not always cash out. I don't count that. Oh, I'm not saying you should tell me, but now that there's fire, you are coming to me. But that's the point. People are exposed to some of government's policies, and today people are very interested in whatever governments do. But of course, you can use the election that happened a few days ago as a case study. I'm told there was a very low voter turnout, and it could mean many things. It could mean, I see the politicians trying to bring some reasoning to it. It could mean many things. It is likely a lot of our Ghanaians, in fact, even in the last election, we didn't see the turnout we saw in 2020. I think so. Yeah, that was the previous election. And 2016, it was lower. It could mean that a lot of the people are not really seeing the impact of, as it were, what their trust in the government has birthed for them now.
Right.
Yeah, people may have voted based on reason A, B, and C. And after 8 years, after 16 years, I don't know how long you've been voting, they've not seen anything to show for it. All they hear is that we are going to borrow this money. We say we are going to do this. It has not been done. You are taking my tax. And literally, the way to understand that, more than 2 decades, Ghana has complained that we don't have a lot of our people paying income taxes. And up to today, it is still the same.
And we always talk about widening the tax.
Young people want to start businesses today. They are not willing to pay taxes.
Anyway,
why are you starting a business?
I am working.
Yeah. No, the way you paused and then you just.
Yes, I mean, of course, I can understand what you're saying.
The Commissioner General is a friend, so maybe I can let him know you're starting your business.
No worry, I'm a patriotic citizen.
That's just a joke. Anyway.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to look at. I mean, all of you said that we've come far, we've done well, we've done all of these things. We'll take it one after the other and talk about some of the specifics that we can actually mention, and then where we need to commend our leaders over the past 68 years or 69 years, we can do that. And when we can't, we can also do. But I understand that there's a weather forecast for Jubilee House this morning, because that's where the Independence Day celebration is actually taking. The national one is taking place this morning. And so it is from the Ghana Meteorological Agency. And they say that the early morning hours will be characterized as partly cloudy conditions. But from mid-morning, about 9 a.m. through to the afternoon around 5 p.m., bright and sunny conditions are expected over the Jubilee House, with temperatures likely to peak around 35 degrees Celsius, which may result in significant heat discomfort. And so their advice is that anybody who is heading towards that direction, or you're going for the event, you wear light clothing and breathable footwear to stay comfortable. You also have to stay well hydrated by drinking plenty water and throughout the day, and use sunglasses and hats to reduce direct exposure to sun rays, and also remain indoors where possible, especially during the peak afternoon heat. And so, yes, my understanding is that the vice president has arrived at the venue, and very soon we'll be crossing over to one of our colleagues here, Rebecca, who is on standby to bring us what exactly is happening there. So you don't have to worry. We've got you covered this morning right here on Zed 101.9 FM. We'll bring you a live coverage as well. We'll take you to the Jubilee House for the coverage, so you don't have to worry about anything. But let's come back to our conversation, and I'm going to start with you, Prisbel, now. Now, we've journeyed since independence, since the independence. 6th March 1957 till today. How would you assess the progress of the country? And I want us to look at, first of all, in terms of our education and infrastructure as a country.
In terms of our education, I would say we are doing well, we're progressing. But then if you're going to compare it to the vision Nkrumah had, at least, just like he said, we have read in books, we've listened, or we've heard history and all of that. We know Nkrumah was an ideologist behind the fact that he wanted free education for everybody. It's why when you go to some parts of the northern region, you know that education right from childhood even to university is free and all of that. Because for you to have a leader who sees the impact of education on citizens, it tells you that he knows that even education can take people out of poverty. You get it?
Yeah.
So I feel for now, our education system is doing well. At least, if not for anything at all, for the last 8 years, we've had free senior high education, which has skyrocketed numbers of students in senior high schools and all of that, because there were times that people couldn't afford senior high school, but now you can afford senior high school. You have to just get admission, make sure that you get very good grades and all of that, and get admission and then go to school. So I think we have advanced in our education cycle. If you're looking at it, we have. Yeah.
Emmanuel, do you agree? I think we've made a lot of progress, but there are still some loopholes.
Yeah, of course. I commend Praiseville for making that strong point for the progress, so that I can
you can counter.
I can bring in the loopholes.
Right.
I think there are loopholes still. For a while, I felt the curriculum was a bit stagnant. It was not moving. It was not fluid because things kept changing, and things had to change. Of course, there are things that I feel every young Ghanaian should know. Our history, where we have come from, who we are, because your understanding of your identity has implication in shaping where you get to eventually.
Right.
And so that had to be kept. But in terms of how the world was moving, the progress the world was making, industrialization, digitization, artificial intelligence and all, you would note that in our curriculum, we always lag, which is a big problem for me. There are two things that happen in this world. Every day, every time it's happening, even in our lives. One person leads and the others follow. They lag or tag along.
Right.
Now, Ghana, sincerely, I still want someone to tell me what we lead in. When it comes to this area, sometimes it looks as though it is what we have read from elsewhere, it is what we have seen from elsewhere, then now we try to incorporate and implement it into our own curriculum and system. We have not defined for ourselves what we want. And so I don't see what we have led in for. I'm waiting for the day we'll lead in something and say the US is following us.
Wow.
You see, they are shocked. Even because it's very foreign to us. And that is where I want us to get to. Can we see, we have one of the bright minds in the world. Our young people go to the US, they go to UK, Australia, Canada, and wherever in this world. And you see them completing their education with top scores and many other things.
And they're excelling.
And that is quite interesting. And so I know maybe there's more to. I know the Zambian the president is in. I just want to see what he's wearing anyway.
Right. We will cross over very soon.
Okay.
Our colleague is standby.
I just hope he's not wearing it.
And so, right.
Well, I just hope he's wearing a fugu.
Okay, so let's touch on. So we've spoken about education. How about our infrastructure as a country? Have we made some progress, Jeremy?
Good.
Well, I'm glad I'm a normal citizen like most of us. And speaking from what I've seen, I think we still have a long way to go in terms of infrastructure. We still have a long way to go. I mean, the past government did its part, but like I said, we still have a long way to go. There's still much to be done in terms of our roads, and other infrastructure. We can do better. We can do better.
All right. Okay. Praiseville, you have something to say in terms of how about our global reputation as a country? Do you think that we are still a leader in Africa? Because one of the expectations of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah was that because we took over, we were able to seek independence first. We were leaders in the African continent. Are we still a regional leader?
So from the books, at least I can speak from books and all of that. I know that Nkrumah was the brain behind USA, where he was looking at United States of Africa. So we know, at least, if not for anything at all, Emmanuel, Americans stole this from us.
What did they
USA.
No, the USA has already existed. Several. United States of Africa. I mean,
No. Bringing all United States, American states together.
African.
Yeah. So
that's not Nkrumah's idea. He actually learned it
looking
from
at infrastructure. Before I get to the question, looking at infrastructure, I feel we are not there at all when it comes to infrastructure. For infrastructure, we are not there at all, especially even for buildings.